Leader of government business, we are ready to start, but I want you to take a look to your left.
Yes, it's good. I listened to what he said, but I don't think this is the thanks we giving to His Excellency the President, and we can invite them to come and listen, but it's really, I think it's not really mandatory for them to come because they have given us the facts about what is operating from their various MDAs. So we think we are invited to come. That's what they did. I see we have to do budget, that we have to do scrutiny. I think we need them. But we cannot get them all the way here all the time. We can invite them to come, and we urge them to be here, Mr. Speaker. I beg, sir.
When I look at the content of the presidential address, which is before us for debate, I would have thought that any reasonable approach to that debate would mean that the very people who prepared notes upon which that presidential address was based should be here to listen to what the people's representatives have to say. Leader, please come forward. Let's confound this.
I beg, sir.
When I look at the content of the presidential address, which is before us for debate, I would have thought that any reasonable approach to that debate would mean that the very people who prepared notes upon which that presidential address was based should be here to listen to what the people's representatives have to say. Leader, please come forward. Let's confound this. Would you rise for lunch? Would you rise for lunch? No, 1:30 for lunch. Come back after 2. 2:30 to 4. So, honorable members, we're about to start consideration of the motion of thanks to His Excellency the President for the presidential address made in this House on May 10th. Before we start, I just want to draw your attention to two important SOs so that you bear them in mind when you are making your contributions. The first one is SO 38. SO 38(1) reads, subject to paragraph 2 of this order, no member shall be entitled to address the House or the committee of the whole House for more than 30 minutes on any subject. Now, that is the general rule, but there is an exception. The exception is contained in 38(3), which reads, this order shall not apply to speeches made during the debate on the presidential address to Parliament. And, well, the second arm of it, the second limb of it does not apply in this case. Let us just focus on the presidential address to Parliament. It goes on in the proviso to say, provided that in debates limited to specific allotted days, the Speaker may determine and allocate the time of each contribution such as to accommodate the participation of all those who wish to speak. And the fifth day of the 5 days allotted to the debate on the motion of thanks to His Excellency the President for his address to Parliament on the occasion of the state opening of Parliament shall, pursuant to subsection 2 of section 107 of the Constitution, be devoted to ministerial responses to the issues raised by members on government policies contained in this speech. That last limb obviously speaks to the importance of the attendance of representatives from the various ministries. They are not here today for the commencement of this debate, but I hope they will be here tomorrow. I hope they will be here tomorrow. And I hope the relevant notices, therefore, will be sent to the various MDAs. But just in case you think that 38A gives you an open-ended privilege to speak endlessly, let me draw attention to 43. Let us start with 43(1). Mr. Speaker, having called the attention of the House to the conduct of a member who persists in irrelevance or tedious repetition, either on his own argument or on the arguments used by other members in debate, may direct him to discontinue his speech. That is not all. That is not all. Subsection 10. Subsection 10 of the same SO reads, in exercise of the parliamentary privilege of freedom of speech and debate in the House, which is necessarily constitutively unassailable outside Parliament, members shall accurately address the empirically verifiable, avoiding destructive conjectures or speculations, and shall conduct themselves honorably and responsibly with an eye to the self-regulatory constitutional provisions of Section 97 and subsections 2, 3, 4, and 5 of Section 99 of the Constitution. So with those reminders, honorable members, I think we can now appropriately start the debate.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, I just want to remind the House that the Health Department is represented.
So clerks, please, let's get on with today's business.
Motion of thanks to His Excellency, the President Julius Maada Bio. Proposer, Honorable Matthew S. Numa. Seconder, Honorable Ishmael Samar Sandi. Be it resolved that we, the members of Parliament, here assembled, wish to thank His Excellency the President for the address he so graciously delivered on the occasion of the state's opening of the 5th session of the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone in the Chamber of Parliament on Tuesday, 10th May 2022, first allotted day.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Honorable colleagues of this noble House, today, as the mover of the motion, I will attempt to give you a matrix of what we tend to hear from colleagues speak to the address of His Excellency the President as a motion of thanks.
Are you the acting leader?
Zainab is around. The vineyard. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, on the occasion of the state opening of the 5th session of the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone, Mr. Speaker, much has been said. This is the 4th year, now in the 5th year of His Excellency the President. It's going to be on and on with SAPP continuing. We are set to give thanks to him for interpreting his manifesto promises in line with government agenda and policies and governance. While we start by his first paragraph, Mr. Speaker, that gives the matrix of discourse on the motion of thanks. And I quote in paragraph 1, when I first addressed this honorable House 4 years ago, the world was a vastly different place. I brought to this House plans to translate campaign promises into policy actions to tackle troubling inflation and low revenue mobilization, to introduce disciplined leadership and efficiency even in the face of dire economic situation we inherited as a government. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, he used the words of Martin Luther King. And let me quote him exactly. He said, the ultimate measure of man is not measured by where he stands at the moment of comfort, but where he stands in the situation at difficult moments to help his people. As I said, he has actualized that one in paragraph 1, as I've read. And he also digressed on that in terms of talking about what is happening to the economy of this country. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it is interesting to note, with that said in paragraph 1, with the intention of tackling inflation and with that of revenue mobilization, we have faced with untold story from 2019 and as I speak at this moment, with what we call the pandemic, the global pandemic, Corona. Untold story that the whole world was shut down. Destruction occurred in food supply chain, in distribution chain. So what we did in terms of stabilizing the economy, he introduced what we call QAP, the Quick Action Economic Response Program. In that program, it clearly stated that we want to maintain the steady flow of essential commodities in the market in terms of production, importation, etc., etc. So what they did, which he mentioned in paragraph 10 of the speech, 5 billion was rolled through the central bank. 500 billion was rolled through the central bank to encourage small businesses and maintain importation and production with infrastructural activities to go on. And Mr. Speaker, with your leave, I may read. Over the course of 2021, 500 billion, what we call special credit facility, was rolled out, provided by the central bank to support the production, importation, and distribution of essential commodities, which I've stated. But that is not all. He deferred taxes, especially for essential commodities like rice. Zero taxation. That gives pressure on the resource mobilization, a tax revenue collection, to help government move other activities. And that one is clearly stated to maintain the country in a very stable move. In the fiscal policy statement, fiscal strategy statement given to this House in 2018, 2019, prepared by 2018, 2019 to 2023, in paragraph 47, the projected for the inflation, because even in the speech he mentioned that we are still working towards making inflation a single digit. But all over the world, people are fighting to reduce inflation, even in America. As I speak today, because of the destruction in the supply chain, today America is importing over 35,000 metric tons of baby formula. It's in short supply. We are consuming, we are not manufacturing country. 80 to 90% of what we get here is from importation. So I'm giving a matrix that we are in a difficult economic situation. We are dependent on donors to help us stabilize our budget. That we call the donor support. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, after we have given the projection using the fiscal strategy statement from 2019 to 2023, we started moving gradually, try to reduce the inflationary rate. But as I speak, we are still in the double digit. That's what the president said in his statement, that in paragraph 14, that we are still fighting inflation. We are still working towards inflation to stabilize the economy. That is fact. Couple of what we are having now from Ukraine and from Russia and Ukraine, it's a very difficult moment we are. So we are faced with the troubled times in our history of governance all over the world. So introducing the QAP, the Quick Action Economic Response Program, aided what we are seeing in the market today, trying to have price stabilization. But it's not as easy. There is price hike all over the world. We have to face the truth. And I would like colleagues in thanking His Excellency the President, working towards single-digit inflation, trying to stabilize the economy. We have faced difficult times. We have gone as far as even reducing the rate at which we mobilize our resources by using the QAP. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, he talked about education. Today we are here because we are educated. we can rule our people at a time when there is need of leadership because you are educated. You are sitting there as a speaker because you have some amount of education. So he said, I am going to take my administration of what you call human capital development. So, Mr. Speaker, let me read the first line. Online education for human capital development. Paragraph 16. And this is a sincere statement coming from a leader. I am before you today, the son of a mother, whom had no formal education, occupying the second highest office of our country. I say the second, because the office of the citizen is in fact the highest position of our nation and democracy. Citizens who you call so ably represent. My commitment to the citizens of our country drives me and my government to give the strongest tool to occupy that office, and we call it education. That makes you to occupy your office. It is because of education, a sincere statement coming from me. He said, it is because of education I stand before you all. It is education that will liberate our citizens and empower them with the skills and tools of a healthy, productive, and fulfilling life. So it's only by education we can change the narrative of our country. And we can even talk about how do we tackle inflation, how do we tackle difficult economic crisis. This is where we are. That is why he said the human capital development is key to all of us. And education is a cornerstone of that human capital development. And there's no way you can address the suffering of your people if you are not educated in the line how do you lead them or how do you transform a nation. So education is key. But in the policy statement he made last year, making a presidential pronouncement, he did talk about gender equality and women's empowerment in paragraph 133 of the previous speech last year, 2021. Mr. Speaker, if you don't mind, I read that paragraph because I want the women of this house to capitalize on the moment. That we are ready to drive the women's policy and also to make them to have a better life in the society. To carefully look at gender parity. And the president has given his administration the responsibility to do so. So in the present circumstance we are in 2022 presidential speech, he has highlighted and given specific areas where we need to address the issue of gender. I will come to that. I will make references as a matrix so that our female counterparts in the house, they will capture and will make use of the moment in this motion of thanks. So in paragraph 133 of last year's speech, presidential speech, let me read. Mr. Speaker, page 19 of that speech, and I read, under the rubric, gender, women's empowerment, LGBT, social welfare, and human rights. And he said, more measures to concretize and personalize the gender equality and women's empowerment policy will be presented. And this business of education, he has taken tremendous strides to ensure that women form the central part of our educational structure. Because when you educate a woman, you have educated a whole nation. And Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will proudly read this provision in the speech in paragraph 19. He said, it is often said that to educate a woman is to educate a nation. No nation that takes the future seriously can afford to ignore the education of its girls and women. No nation that takes its future seriously can afford to ignore the education of its girls and women. So capture the moment. Honorable ladies, you have all what it takes to look at what the President Bureau has given you as women of this house, beyond this house, in your constituencies, to change this nation by educating them. So what he has said from his previous speech in paragraph 133, and he has digressed seriously on it. And let me make a reference. In addressing gender parity, as I said it earlier. If you look at paragraph 24, paragraph 108, rather, on page 24, that's your reference point in the matrix. I will not bother to read. But for you ladies, we have, honorable ladies, that's your reference point. Paragraph 108, page 24, he addressed the issue of women in the mining sector. The maladministration against our women folks in the mining sector. He addressed that one. Thank God, Honorable Embassy is here. He talked about supporting women in the tourism sector. You know, even when he talked about the fiscal challenge, the introduction of the Munafa, Mr. Speaker, you can realize that 70% of the Munafa program, the national financial support to small and medium enterprises, 70% are owned by women. They are in business. Over 500 small businesses registered. You can see that one, over 5,328 small and medium enterprises, 70% owned by women. So I'm just emphasizing that His Excellency is committed, not only mere policy statement he made last year, but he's now trying to look into how best we can make the policy into a reality. So SME is one, the small and medium enterprises. And again, in that paragraph of tourism, if you look at paragraph 111, page 25, make use of it. Women are very key in the tourism industry. You can use the tourism industry to rebuild your country. All of us, we have traveled. More income are generated from the tourism industry if we are serious to do so. They have just drawn our attention. That is the reason the women of this house, honorable ladies, you must say thanks and make use of the moment. We have just passed the anti-human trafficking law in this house. Thank you very much. And one thing that is interesting in the speech that he did, he was continuously in the speech, he was making references how we can do governance inclusion by the different arms of government, bring it in parliament, and applaud the parliament for what they are doing to support his administration. And one such he applauded the parliament that has to do with the anti-human trafficking. And that's what he highlighted to compliment us for what we are doing in anti-human trafficking in persons. See paragraph 120, page 29. If you don't make reference to this, when I'm coming to wrap up, I will deliberately make references to them and tell you how do you make use of this, even after the debate. So I'm giving you the marks now. So go to page 120, go to paragraph 120, page 27. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, my constituency, I have two sets of disabilities. I have the ones physically challenged and visually impaired. So today I'm happy mentioned about this. Women with disability. He highlighted all of the things that he is yearning for to change the lives of people with disabilities. But he said women are key. Women and children, they are key. These are very vulnerable group set in our society. So you can look for that one in paragraph 116, page 26 again. Addressing critically, this one is I call it a novelty or a way we all need to support the women. And as Excellency the President, the head of the governance, he said, addressing the concerns of women. Addressing the concerns of women. In paragraph 124, Mr. Speaker, I want to read this paragraph. Paragraph 124. Because we have the gender bill in front of us. And this is the time we have to put serious business. And he challenged us that Parliament, you have the gender bill. See what you can do. So some of these here highlighted. These are policies that we need to look into to support our female folks. Because educating a woman, you have educated the nation. Mr. Speaker, if you are with me, I just want to let us pay attention to paragraph 124. Okay. 124. Mr. Speaker, I will read. I have spoken earlier about my government's commitment to providing equal access to education for girls and women. For us, gender equality and women's empowerment are not just mere stated goals. We understand gender equality to be the tie to the future and fortunes of our nation. There can be no true development if our women are not free and equal. There can be no true development if our women are not free and equal. Our goal of promoting development, tackling poverty, and entrenching good governance cannot be met without the full and free participation of the great women of our dear nation. Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm playing with the nexus for the previous statement and that we have now, the first one was a policy statement, and now we are trying to actualize it. That is what we should do. We have no business with the creation of a mortal being. We have no business to discriminate against them. So he's correcting the odds of society. That is what he is doing. Thank you, President. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, in the health sector, government has not decided to give 12% from 2021 to 2025 in the health sector. But one thing that is clear is that we need to involve the private sector into our health programs with that of the non-governmental organizations. Today, I'm happy by the grace of God. We have shouted a lot in this house about our colleagues in terms of health insurance. But by the grace of God and through under your administration, we will succeed in transforming the health insurance for a better life for our MPs. You can see paragraph 34 on page 8. For critically examining how do we encourage the private sector into our health program. We have got all the policies. Government are giving 12%, that's 2021, 2025. But we need other factors. There are people with private hospitals. Honorable Dixiroja is not here. He has just constructed one. Very key. And health, when you have a better health, you talk about anything. I'm standing here because I'm thinking carefully 40%. From the last examination to 60%, I'm a healthy man. 40% to 60%, I'm a healthy man. Yes, 40 to 60. I don't need to tell you the standard where I stand on my health. So 40% to 60%, I'm a healthy man. Some of you have never done tests. You don't have to check for tests. Even if you check your pressure or do that. But what is important is to draw attention to slushy. To Social Insurance, the health scheme. Slushy. Read it instead of paragraph 34. You can see here the determination of His Excellency the President to give us the health insurance. Thank God. I think the DG for NASIT is around. You're welcome, sir. I can see you from my location. We are concerned about slushy. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we have talked about food security. Paragraph 40, page 9. It's not mere only to put food in our stomach. That's not the story. That's not all the story we are talking about. But how do we depend on food production? How secure food? As I said it earlier, most of our food that we consume are imported. 80% of our foods are imported. So we need to embark on food production. Look at what is happening at Tomabon. Can we survive it? What how much have we invested in Tomabon? What is going on? It's our responsibility as members of parliament during this debate to tell us what is happening. The projected figure given to us, government is expected to spend $20 million on Tomabon alone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, how can we say we are a progressive nation or want to be a developed nation? We cannot even feed ourselves with our own staple food. We cannot produce our own staple food. So His Excellency the President is very key and focused. Said it's not, if you read that paragraph, tells that it's not talking about putting food into your stomach, but talking about food production. How do we produce foods, especially rice? Check what you have done in Tomabon. Tell us, colleagues, we have MPs coming for Tomabon. Tell us what is happening in Tomabon, so we can be able to proudly say, His Excellency the President, you are doing well. This is a testament of his administration. And in the last speech, I said, I gave you his manifesto promise with tangible evidences I called them, and what he has done, not in his manifesto. I will come again in my wrap-up time, Mr. Speaker, to go over all of these. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we talk about aquaculture. We talk about the fishery industry. We need to have a scientific data. How much stock we have in our waters. For scientific data to tell you how much Ethmalosa fimbriata you have in your ocean or in your freshwater. Ethmalosa fimbriata is bunga. That is the scientific name. Yes. And if you have studied the marine sector, the different creatures. But the reason why we need to know, we have what we call transoceanic species. And they are very viable. It's good for our consumption. We need to see how much kuta we have in our waters. How much Japani Africana we have. That is the shiped. That is what we call it. How many crocodiles, etc., you have in your waters. So we need scientific data. So we cannot deplete our stock. By the end of the day, when you check out our aquaculture, we have no fishery products in our waters. So we need to talk about all of this. So scientific data is key. That is in paragraph 46, page 10. We are talking about lands and the environment. We have just ratified an agreement in this same house talking about registration, biometric registration of our lands. Mr. Speaker, it's very important for us. About $400 million is set aside to spend on that project. Biometric registration is in the bill, in the speech. Paragraph 51 of the speech is there already. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we talk about in this registration, we want to create what we call land banks. We want to have land banks. In such communities, honorable colleagues, you want to do development in your constituencies, you ask for land you will not get, especially MPs in the western area. So what they have done, President and his team, which is able minister, they said put in $40 million. You just paid paragraph 51, $40 million US dollars. It's a grant from the World Bank to finance the development of an integrated GIS-based land management information system. And we now allow the transition from registration of instrument to land title registration system, the new biometric land title registration system. We need that one. As politicians, we are just encroaching on our environment and taking lands for private use without thinking about the community. If you want to build market, hospital for people, community recreational activities, you don't have the land, especially in western area. So we need to have proper registration of our lands. That is a must. You can go into the details of that. And the environment. We all know, Mr. Speaker, and it's mentioned in paragraph 55. And the third most vulnerable country to climate change is Sierra Leone. That's the reason when you check paragraph 92, you see that we have what we call the National Disaster Management Agency now. In response to some of these environmental factors, people are involved in approaching our dam areas, even within the bypass road. They are involved in deforestation. So we are key. I urge colleagues again, bring out the ills of society, point them out, bring the fact that our environment is under threat by the people who lead. That's why we have set aside institutions to look at some of these things, to look at some of these crises we are getting within our communities. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we have talked about infrastructure. So much talk about infrastructure. This is not about talking about hypothetical case. This is reality. Well, fine. You were invited to go and accompany the president to commission the Mabele Bridge. Did you go? Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I don't want to go into details of that. I will just encourage you to look at the infrastructural projects. These are facts, these are things that you have seen. Connecting people, construction of bridges, schools, the recovery of roads for agricultural activities. Look at the rural sectors. how we have connected areas, remote areas, so that people can involve in agricultural activity using the roads, which are very key in our agricultural programs. So road and bridges infrastructure is very key. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will come to transportation. For the infrastructure, you will debate it. I challenge you on the other colleagues on the other side. Do comparison within 4 years of President Bio governance with that of the previous administration, 4 years. But take us our 4 years as a challenge to 11 years of the FY President administration.
Exactly.
4 years to 11 years. That is a challenge I'm posing in the matrix I'm giving you. Bring on a challenge. We will use 4 years against 11 years.
Yeah,
and you will prove us right or wrong.
Definitely.
These are tangible evidence of real infrastructure, not cosmetic.
Definitely.
As we said earlier, education is not it's not a political slogan. It's a real human capital development. But let me bring one to mind. I have a friend here. I've recovered from Lungi, my comrade. I see you are here. What about recovery? Mr. Speaker, this is key. At the time they want to deploy people at Lungi, under President Bio, that is not part of our manifesto. It's not part of our manifesto. It's not there. When you are talking, bring it on board. Bring it on board. I have a manifesto. You call it a grassroots manifesto. And our manifesto is the people's manifesto. But Mr. Speaker, when they decided to deploy the people of Lokomasama, Kafubulon, Lunga to be specific, they decided to look at Mamama project, the White Elephant project, to deprive the people. Why can't you change the lives of people? So President Bio in his wisdom, we are not spending a cent. He has used BOT, build, operate and transfer, to build an ultra-modern airport for our people of this country. I want to see you go against your people. Say thanks to His Excellency the President. That is your matrix. All right. Electricity, I will not talk about it. The matrix is given. Battles over 150 years without electricity. You check it. Many areas in this country, they are now electrified because of President Bio's willingness to give people electricity. Look at the CLSG, the Bo Kenema. Once declared Kenema as the darkest city in Sierra Leone because of cheap politics. They deprive us of getting good electricity, light, Mashaka, you name there, you can come to that. That is the matrix I'm giving you. You go and read and look at these issues we have raised. I will challenge you and give you evidence, physical and tangible ones. This is what you call real infrastructure, real developmental issues, not cosmetic ones. Petroleum products. You know, people are using petroleum infrastructure as a political tool. But what you have been, there's hike in price in petroleum products all over the world. All over the world. Compare, I'm telling you now, compare our prices to a sub-region. As I said earlier, hold on. As I said earlier, we are still running in double-digit inflation. Exactly. We cannot run away from that. That is a reality in the world. That's what we are faced with. And we are also faced with hike in prices of petroleum products all over the world. All over the world. We are not manufacturing industry. We are not mining petroleum products. We are still exploring the upstream to make sure that we have our own exploration and see how best we can have petroleum products for ourselves. That is mentioned in this speech. So what he has done, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, he has talked about the storage. If you are not get SO2, let us keep them. So if you are selling petroleum products, as we are seeing now, and tomorrow, if we wake up tomorrow, there will be increment. Because these are commodities we cannot control. A commodity beyond the shores of Sierra Leone. That is the reality. Compare our prices with other prices. How are we? But as I said, because we have vision. We saw it coming. That's why we talk about the QAP. Look at the QAP and you see what we have done, the Quick Action Economic Response Program. So let me read for you so that you can understand properly with all the economic hardship. He said in paragraph 84, 3 weeks ago, I commissioned a $22 million all petroleum products, APPSL, storage facility at Old Kisi refinery that had laid moribund for decades. Moribund for decades. But you know, I will not read all. But you know what? The what I like my colleagues on the other side, I admire them. They are ruled for 24 years.
Exactly.
And what you are doing now is coming from them. He said, oh, we started this. Oh, we are doing this. Even in corruption, they started corruption in this country. Continuously, 24 years, we are having problems. So even corruption, they started this. So what is the reason we are fighting corruption? President Bio's main agenda is fight corruption. We are going to fight corruption. Till the 2 terms end of President Bio's administration and another SFP government will come, I will fight corruption. Because corruption is endemic in them. We will fight corruption. So he started corruption. Because when we wanted to open Bridge, they were all over the place. So to the opener and former President starter. And this also goes to. Yes, you are right. President is continuity. Even the Bumuna, you open. Late President Abba, SY President Anes Kuruma, 98% was done by late President Abba. But you came, you open it, you commission it, kudos to you. Exactly. Even the corruption today we are talking about, you started corruption, but we are going to keep corruption by the grace of God. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I am giving you the matrix. I want you to assess my governance. Because I will provide, when I come, in my final hours, when I will not present tangible evidences in this house. Incontrovertible ones too. I don't talk about hypotheses. I don't talk about Adikam, SO2. No. I talk about real things, real issues. When I talk about bridge, I make sure I refer you. When I talk about the mining sector, the 1% given to the mining people, to the Sierra Leone. Honorable Emma Slavina will speak about that. Tomorrow we are going to prepare. You will hear us. Mr. Speaker, honorable members. Mr. Speaker, one good thing about the public buildings, I think once upon a time you questioned, I remember, Mr. Speaker, you questioned this, that government, as an old administrator, that government is spending too much of money on the private sector to rent offices. That is key. Why are we have government structures? Why don't we repair them? Why don't we rehabilitate them? And today, President Bio has given us the lead. He said, even if we are spending much money on them, it's good to rehabilitate them. Paragraph 88, I read. Public office buildings. Paragraph 88. The incentive for owning or remodeling public office space as against renting private buildings is an economic one. It's an economic one. I will come, if you challenge me on this, I will come and explain in my final days how people are using their own private property as ministers, taking it as rentage, taking the money without declaration. I will come to that. That's the reason we want to move from that pattern. Another indirect and systematic way corruption. So President Bio is saying, the private sector, we need them in other areas, in rice production, in health sector, we need them in those areas. And he said, building is an economic one, especially in view of the huge amount of money spent by government on renting office space. Mr. Speaker, that's the matrix. Let us look to it. We will look at that. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we are all road users. So I urge you all to carefully look at the public safety and security buildings. But one is very good, before I come to the road user, one is very good is that our service personnel, we need to take care of them. In the last presidential debate, we talk about their salaries, talk about how do we keep at it in terms of making their salaries. There's a way they call it in the military. I've forgotten. No, it's not their morale. They have their way, their conditions of service. Yeah, they have a way to call it. But in the last presidential speech, he said, I'm going to change the condition of service of my service personnel. And that's what he did. And I challenge my colleagues, let us bring that one forward. How has he done it? By giving them, changing their condition of service. Now what he has done, at the Mayor Officers' Mess, For single officers, he has given them 104 rooms at your, with well-structured and modernized building, so that they can be there. That is for single officers mess complex. Of course, I talk about road safety. I talk about road safety. I used to be Parliament Passolman. I was here before you. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we talk about accessibility to internet, to the ICT world. We all need internet to progress what we are doing. So we have said about the mining sector, which are witnessing a transformation in the mining sector. Now we can boost up our own rail and ports owned by this government. We negotiated and we ratified that agreement in this house. In the mining sector, the tourism sector, we want to rebrand our tourism. Bring out views, how do we rebrand? He talked about rebranding our country, but we did not see much of rebranding. What he left us is with austerity. It's the austerity we are still fighting with. So tourism sector can help us to rebrand. 4 years down the line. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I challenge you for social protection. Mr. Speaker, we are giving so much to the old and aged, for we said they are vulnerable groups. NACSA is giving out money. We have done that for over 5, 7, 10 years. But what I all my colleagues, all of the members in this house, let us look at what we can do. Let us assess if the vulnerability NACSA is implementing for aged and old people, as we say, if it's reflective of their earning or the amount they are giving them, if it has changed their lives for a better life, because we concerned about their well-being. But we have done that for so many years, So colleagues, please have a look at paragraph 112, paragraph 113, paragraph 114, under the rubric social protection. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we are concerned about so many things, and I will join this time to salute the President for make thanks to our to our health workers during the time of difficult circumstances of COVID. We did so many things. They sacrificed their lives and taking care of our social issues, especially at the time we have the pandemic with us, is a very key, and we would like to do that one. Also, we talk about labor and child trafficking. Look at that one. We talk about youth. Mr. Speaker, all what you have been outlining has to do to our youth. Education has to do to our youth. Employment has to do to our youth. So, in the voting population, we are here today, the youth voted for us. And the previous administration, more than 7 years, the key football in our country. Mr. Speaker, more than 7 years, the key football. And President Bio, before the election, he said, I will take this country to a Nations Cup. We went to the last Nations Cup, and we use it as a way of bringing the nation together. So let us look at the sport activities and qualifying Sierra Leone for the African Nations Cup. And we come to that, and how we have given direct jobs to our youth, 1,500 jobs given to our youth in terms of the sporting activities. You can look at 129 in paragraph 20, on page 29, paragraph 129. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, there is a maxim that justice delayed is justice denied. So what we have done, we are giving access, just as we have done for the education, affordability and accessibility. So also for the maxim here, justice delayed, justice denied. We have made sure that all over the district, Kailang, Kwendu, you name them, we have judges, we have trained our judges, we have magistrates. Before this time, to get access to some of these courts, for if you want to get judge, the judge is going to move from Kenema to Kailang to sit, or you have to move from Kailang, you have the case to Kenema. So now we have seen this as a way of delaying justice and deny the people of justice. The financial burden levied on them when they are seeking for justice, moving from Kwendu to Kenema to Freetown, it's very expensive. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to salute this honorable house joining His Excellency the President to say thank you for the repeal of Part 5 of the Public Order Act on human rights, and also for the preservation of the sanctity of life, abolition of death penalty. I must say thanks to you. Thanks to this House. Thanks to President Bill. That is part of it's in your manifesto. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we are going for so many things. I know you share God. But there are things that we need all of us to come together. We are now going for the non-permanent seat in the Security Council. So that one, we need the support of every Sierra Leonean. And that is stated. That is why we are building up our foreign academic institutions to make sure that we have a stronger one. So it can be part of the edifice that will be used in a more formidable way to train our own diplomats. So going for bidding for a non-permanent category in Security Council, we need structures like this. We need to reform our foreign sector and look at our foreign policies very well. I would say we continue to fight corruption, because corruption was manufactured, started, implemented by the APC government. So we are fighting to kill corruption. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have given all the matrix and challenging my colleagues to bring out what we think we have not done. And on this other side, we'll respond adequately. On the other side, we are expected to criticize us, but bring facts, make comparative analysis. We are 4 years in governance, 11 years. We are challenging you, take the 4 years, compare it to 11 years, and bring out the facts. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, let me end with his words. In as much as I've challenged you, a number of issues. And as I said, this is a matrix given to you. I will come with facts. I will come with tangible evidences. I will conclude with a paragraph 155, Mr. Speaker. Paragraph 155. You have heard a lot about my government's accomplishments, but the job is far from over. Our challenges will never disappear, but together we can create new dreams and new hopes. Instead of a new fears and new crises, we can step out of our past and become architects of the future. Together we can elevate our national consciousness, improve the economic and physical health of our nation, and affirm the greatness of our people. Mr. Speaker, this last word said, I am looking for the challenge, and I will come again to address in a more emphatic manner, more than this, to you, my colleagues, that I have the singular honor, and I will bluff with that one over and over, to say thanks to His Excellency the President for making us proud, for setting the stage. There are challenges, but the fear of accident, cannot stop us from driving the vehicle that brings us together. SLPP, CUM, APC, CUM, NGC, CUM, C4C, we help a better Sierra Leone. No matter what we are, our similarities are far greater than our differences. Thank you very much for making the matrix. I will come later.
What is concerned? Mr. Speaker, sorry. I have not started the debate here, Mr. Speaker, but I have a concern, Mr. Speaker, I want to raise. Number one is that the television, I spoke to the SLBC guy. Just what he told me is that, of course, it's live, but our television is not functioning. Reason being possible is that somewhere else has, that works here within the IT department has something to do with the televisions. That is number two. Number one. Number two, Mr. Speaker, okay, it's on now. It's on now, thank God. The orders are not on, so it has to be on. It is important. If it is live somewhere else, it should be live here as well. Mr. Speaker, the other thing is that I think this is a unanimous decision between ourselves that nominees, there's a press release that has been out saying that nominees should be here to make sure they should be present in this debate. But I'm seeing a minute of MDAs that are here, very small. I'm seeing only nominees. Okay. No, the MDAs, Mr. Speaker. It has been solved? Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's the price you pay for coming late. I want to thank the leader of government business for so ably moving the motion. Of thanks to His Excellency the President. Any seconder?
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, the question is that we, the members of Parliament here assembled, wish to thank His Excellency the President for the address he so graciously delivered on the occasion of the state opening of the 5th session of the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone in the Chamber of Parliament on Tuesday, 10th May 2022. I will now give the floor to the seconder of the motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, literally I will say my motive is pregnant with joy this moment to graciously second this motion of thanking His Excellency the President. And to start with, I want to, on behalf of the amiable people of Constituency 80 and the nation of Sierra Leone at large, express my profound thanks and deep moral gratification to His Excellency the President for a statement well delivered to this House and the precious congregation of sincere beholders who were left with no option but to thank His Excellency the President and assure him of his second term. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, sometimes the situation and ambience of this House triggers my memory to the wise sayings of my grandmother, who once said, even though the acclamations of a wise man can taste like a bitter herb on the lips of his adversaries, but with all attempts, they will not succeed in diverting the realities of his acclamation. In that vein, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I know attempts will be made to trivialize, to criticize the realizations of His Excellency the President accounted for in this address. But let me tell you one thing. It is only an insincere point maker, fault finder, that will attempt to trivialize or criticize this well-delivered statements. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, to me, this statement is a true manifestation of just and accountable governance. In view of that, as my leader has already stated, I will just attempt to give you a synopsis, a summary of the statement. And I will start with development or economic planning and development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in the face of the global challenges we are realizing today, more especially COVID-19, coupled with the Putin effect, which is created by the war between Russia and Ukraine. You cannot shy away from it. It is a global thing. This government has relentlessly endeavored to keep this nation on track. This government, with all efforts, is doing everything possible to keep our heads above water. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if you look at some of the things my leader has already pinpointed in this speech, but I will just look at few. If you look at our revenue mobilization drive led by NRA, you will see to it that this government is sincere and deliberate about raising resources to maintain, to sustain the economy of this nation, to address the welfare of our citizenry. And that sincerity underscores the pedigree of His Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have never seen that. I've never heard of it in Sierra Leone. In the face of all these economic challenges, the revenue challenges, this government was so magnanimous to make available 500 billion loans to the private sector, just to cushion the effect of the shock we realized as a result of the pandemic. As if that was not enough, our magnanimous president says we should cascade this to the lower ebb of the economy. And the Munafa Fund came up. And we saw, and we continue to see, a barrage of our small and medium enterprises benefiting from this allocation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will briefly go to the health sector. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it is a laurel and it is indeed laudable to talk about the achievement of this sector within the course of this challenging time. We've heard about nations which cannot withstand the shock of COVID-19. Yet, Sierra Leone, proudly we can say, we were magnanimous enough, dynamic enough to confront it. And at the end of the day, we have been acclaimed all over the world. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we know how malaria has become so endemic, it's a killer disease all over the world. But I tell you, this government, which is so concerned about the people, we so love the people, I tell you, through our Ministry of Health, has today reduced malaria. And this is credible, applaudable. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if you look at our health infrastructure all over the country, especially secondary and tertiary health services, they were so deplorable over the years. And today, this government has allocated 75 billion euros the refurbishment of these institutions, of these facilities. It is because His Excellency is in love with his people and he wants to see his people healthy. For this, His Excellency the President, Supremo #1, I give you a salute. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I'll come to the area of human capacity development. Human capital development. A nation can never develop without developing his citizenry or her citizenry. And today, we are so committed as a government to developing the capacity of our citizenry. And in view of that, our government introduced the free quality education, which is today yielding tremendously. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the recent statistics prove that 600,000 people are now additionally accessing the free quality education. And in the area of TVET, which is aiming at developing our middle level human resource. Today you go all over the districts, there are TVET institutions. And because we want to further strengthen and enhance this deliberate drive of developing our citizenry, this government, as reported by His Excellency, has just received $24 million from the Kuwait government to construct more TVET institutions. Every Mongol Falaba is going to benefit. Mr. Speaker, it's only a deliberate and passionate leader that will have such intention, such effort to transform his nation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will briefly go to agriculture and food security.
Honorable. No. Mr. Speaker, the time is 12. I therefore move the ISO5 to be suspended to continue the business of the House proper. Thank you.
I thank you. Any seconder to that motion?
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
All in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. You may continue.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in the area of agriculture and food security, it goes without saying that an empty bag cannot stand. As a result of this, Mr. Speaker, we continue to apply all effort, and that has been evidenced by the increase in the cultivation of our staple food in this nation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the dedication of His Excellency to that direction is evidenced by the provision of machineries and other inputs in that sector. Today, if you go to my constituency, the Boli lands of Mano Bembete is all converted to a rice farm. If you ask Honorable SOS and Honorable Aaron, they will attest to the fact. Honorable Aaron Koma of my 91.
Mr. Speaker, we don't have Honorable Aaron Koma in this house.
and she will address appropriately.
The honorable member of Tonkolili. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency is so concerned about the energy of the youth of this nation. Therefore, we are transforming their energy into agro production. By this I mean, you can all see all over the constituencies, all over the chiefdoms, the youth are being engaged and supported in rice production. If only we can sustain this, which I believe is going to be sustained in the second term of His Excellency Brigadier Retired Julius Maada Bio. And let me tell you one thing, the applaud of Honorable Abdukabo is the confirmation and attestation to the fact that he has accepted the second coming of His Excellency. Attestation. However, he's my assistant pastor. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me continue to the area of land and environment. It is rather unfortunate to be in a society wherein the management of land is not regulated. And the president, in his wisdom, thought it fit to put mechanisms in place to manage this primary production resource, land. And today, ever since in the history of Sierra Leone, we are now talking about land bank. I could recall some times ago, I had phoned to construct a hospital in my constituency. We cannot even have a 4-ton lot. But today, with this initiative, we will all be opportune to undertake whatever infrastructural development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in the area of the environment, you all agree with me that our environment is under attack. It's been dilapidated, it's been exploited. To the point that if we are not careful, we will be exposing our unborn generation to more vulnerability. In view of this, His Excellency's government is so deliberate about putting mechanisms in place to better manage our environment. And today, before this House, we have the 2 bills relating to the environment. That underscores his sincerity. And if we come to the area of infrastructure, when you come to the area of infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the President spoke about 2 types of infrastructural developments: the inherited and the initiated. In his speech, he said it vividly that some of the projects were inherited and completed by his government, and that you cannot refuse, that you cannot deny. Like the Freetown to Mashaka. It was inherited. We accept it. It was inherited, but completed under his tenure. even modified under his regime. If you talk about the Hill Bypass Road, I could vividly recall that project was initiated by late President Ahmad Tijan Kaba and was not completed by the last regime, but rather being at this moment funded by His Excellency to be completed. If we talk about the Alikali-Modu Bridge, Alikali-Modu Bridge, I repeat it, the Alikali-Modu Bridge. And I said again, Alikali-Modu Bridge. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I think His Excellency have laid the scene.
I think for the record, it is PC Alikali-Modu the third.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for adding it. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if you talk about the Bo-Bandajuma Road, that road is passing through my constituency. It was started and completed within these 4 years. If you talk about the Bandajuma Mano River Road, it was inherited at around 30% and completed by His Excellency's government. If you talk about the Moyamba Junction, Moyamba Road, it was inherited, I think, just 20%, and completed by His Excellency. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, for the edification of my brother.
Honorable members, I think you all know what the rules say. By all means, undertones are permitted. You know that. But let me refer you to SO 35, 4 and 5. 35, 4. 35, 5. Please make sure that your undertone doesn't become an interruption, an unnecessary interruption.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the most amazing and laudable one, which my brother on the other side, Honorable Abdukabo, will join me in saluting His Excellency the President. I ordain him, he's my deputy pastor. The Longe Airport. Recently, I traveled with him. And when we got to the Kotoko Airport, he was telling me, honorable member, within the next couple of months, we'll be proudly landing at the Longe Airport like this. Exactly. But the unfortunate thing sometimes, when we are away, people will give all these accolades. But in the face of the camera, they are shy to talk. However, my brother, I hope you'll be bold enough. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, there are so many to say about this historic blueprints. But let me just try to wrap up by just looking at the area of governance and justice sector. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this government has been so progressive in the law reforms. I need not to talk about that because we are all privy to it. The laws, the beautiful laws who've enacted in this house, the obnoxious ones who've repealed. And I tell you, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, a lot of people outside there are so deliberate to see President Bio re-elected because of his law reforms. Today you go to every district of this nation, there is a magistrate. There is a sitting high court judge. In those days, it takes you pain to access redress in the court of law. But today, we thank God. In the fight of corruption, in fact, President Bio's regime has become synonymous to the fight of corruption. And today, you can see the global acclamation of our anti-graft commission. It's only an insincere forcing that will continue to turn blind eye to this realization. My brother, don't worry, you remember to be my brother. In the area of foreign cooperation, I need not to talk about that. I always reference my brother because I do travel with him. He's my buddy. When we were in Ghana, in his face, Sierra Leone was applauded for our international relation, for the rebranding of this nation by His Excellency the President. What are you looking for again? You need not to label yourself. It's just a matter of endorsing him. Give him a Nike and say continue. Because he has all it takes to transform this nation from the ashes of decadence to the pinnacle of development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me conclude my contribution with another wise saying of my revered grandmother. She once said, one cannot overemphasize the beauty of a bride to a suitor, for that must have been the primary factor of attraction. This implies I will not continue to overemphasize the pedigree and bravado of His Excellency the President, because it was based on this genuinity of the man that he was elected, and it's going to be based on it again to be re-elected. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I thank you and I thank my colleagues, especially my brother over there.
I thank the honorable member for his contribution as the seconder of the motion. We're back to the old strategy. I can see what is at play here. I can see what is at play.
He's the only one. We don't have any choice. He's the only one. No choice. The only one that is going to participate in the debate.
I thought you were going to wait for the second day.
No. He's always on the first day. He's out for the first day. Like 4 by 100 meter relay, he's starting it. 4 by 1, 4 by 4. Yeah, 4 by 4.
I see. Acting leader.
This, I can attest to that.
As you wish, acting leader of the opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you have the floor. AKK, let me remind you, now I have to have my SO near me.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, after a long journey yesterday, traveling the length of Sierra Leone, I am back this morning to this wall, and I continue to represent the people of Masongbala, Munutala, and Kamba section, and this happens to be the last debate we'll do on the presidential speech. So it gives us an opportunity to critically analyze what the president has put forward from 2018 to date. But I have written so much, and as the speaker watches the clock, I also peep and see what I have written I cannot deliver all. But I want to make some corrections, Mr. Speaker, before the time runs out. You know, most time when the president says, I have achieved 100% of what I promised in my manifesto, I wonder and I ask myself, is it the manifesto I am reading? Or is it that the president, the SLP is having two manifestos? Because even when the leader of government business, the most senior member of parliament on the bench of the SLPP is telling us today that the Lunge Bridge is not part of the SLPP manifesto, I tend to ask myself, and you see, Mr. Speaker, this is what I'm saying. And members of the SLPP, members of parliament representing the SLPP are echoing what their leader said.
Honorable members, now let me turn to my right. Let me turn to my right and remind you, undertones are permitted, but they should not become unseemly interruptions. You know it. Look at SO 35. 35.4 and 35.5. Please.
Mr. Speaker, so the SLP manifesto that is in the public, not the one that is in your offices, in page 80, paragraph 252, under improving transportation, road, air, rails, and sea, bullet 11, this is what the SLP manifesto says. Explore the possibility of constructing a toll bridge to link Freetown and Tagreen. And in last year's speech, Mr. Speaker, under transportation, the president said they explore all avenues to ensure very soon the Lunge Bridge will commence. Mr. Speaker, if I had not believed in Jesus Christ before I came to Parliament, when I had the pastor today, I would have given up on my faith.
Are you a pastor?
I am a trained theologian. That's different from being a pastor.
Of course it is.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, You know, it's difficult to claim to be a man of God at the same time you stand in the well of parliament and mislead people.
I can be an attestation to that.
Mr. Speaker, this morning, just a few weeks ago, I visited many health centers and hospitals within Western area. And I've been one MP that has always called on the President to take unannounced visits to major health care facilities in Sierra Leone. This is not because we want to make political gains, but this is because the health care facilities, health care issues are issues that affect the ordinary people. They cut across class and positions. They cut across every sector of our society. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, you know, he is the MP of one of, it's my debate, I'm not reacting. He is the MP that owns one of the biggest hospitals, but I doubt if he has ever visited there. So he doesn't understand what I'm saying. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when you look at our health sector, you know, in 2018, the President gave us a lofty analysis of what the health sector was and promised the people of Sierra Leone in 2018, the first address, that is going to increase the allocation in the health sector to 15%. He also promised he's going to build ultra-modern facilities in our hospitals, CT scans, and the rest of them. And you know, interestingly, this year again, the President said to us, is increasing the allocation to the health sector. In 2018, he increased to 15%. And in 2022, the President is still increasing, but this time it's 12%. So what is the difference, Mr. Speaker? I was expecting an increase from the 15% to 17, 18, 19, 20, 25. But from 15, the President said in 2018, now he is increasing to 12 in 2022. Inconsistency. Mr. Speaker, we've said this over and again. It is good that when people write for our president, when people write for our president to come out and address us as members of parliament, they must be careful and understand that he is the image maker of this nation. Such error is an insult to the presidency. Mr. Speaker, you will not understand it until you go to our health facilities. In Sierra Leone, even when the president said in 2018 that he has allocated 50 billion leones for equipment, our hospital, our main hospital in Sierra Leone do not have simple CT scan that is not even worth one SUV cost. But every day government will buy vehicles and leave the ordinary people to die. You know, in one of my social media platform, I asked the people, do you think the president of Sierra Leone deserves a medical allowance overseas? I will not tell you what the response of the people were. Simple CT scan we cannot buy. Simple CT scan. We either doctors refer our patients to public or private clinics to do simple CT scan. If one person can buy a CT scan for his own clinic, why not government? Sorry. Mr. Speaker, you surprised that our pregnant women.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Mr. Speaker, point of order. Honorable Sir, you are not speaking. Mr. Speaker, I think this is as usual a normal parliament.
No,
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
There is a point of order. Are you ready to yield?
Because I'm speaking the minds of
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Mr. Speaker, in 2018, Mr.
This is point of order. Is it a normal procedure? For point of order, make it
Mr.
point of order.
I've made my ruling. Let him continue.
Mr. Speaker, in 2018, paragraph 69, I am deliberately using 2018 because that's the benchmark the president sets for his governance going forward. I am sure drugs are not in Moyamba, and the honourable member is not here to say it. He's here to disturb me. Mr. Speaker, he said he will address the issue of under-resourced hospitals. Ill-equipped hospitals. Nutrition will be available for lactating mothers and children under 5 in our clinics. Mr. Speaker, when you are pregnant and you go to a cottage, simple scan, pregnancy scan, you'll be sent to a private hospital.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Point of order. For the fact that the honourable member from Gambia is talking in terms of health issues,
You have.
I've been given a chance, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the chairperson of the health committee.
Yes.
He has a time to debate.
To say that there is no CT scan in the government hospital and refer government hospital is a lie. I want to dispute that fact. There is a CT scan in the government hospital at Connaught. Okay, talking in terms of the pregnant women, they refer them to other areas in terms of CT scan is a lie, honourable member. That is all that I want to dispute. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, you see, sometimes when we speak and people think we are making political gain, we pray they fall sick and they are admitted and they will face it themselves. I am saying this because a colleague member of parliament from Kwenedugu was referred to torture for Mr. Speaker. When we speak some of these things, some of us are not as rich as they are. So we go through it daily in the hospitals. Mr. Speaker, I have so much to address. Let me go to agriculture. In 2018, the president told us seedling, machinery are part of our problems. And when you follow the debate in 2019, he told us he has addressed seedling. In 2020, he has showed us of machineries. In 2021, he has showed us of bumper harvest. But sincerely, in 2022, instead of the president to come and tell us what we have achieved in the agricultural sector, he said, go greet that president to Bayanda. SO2. How is our harvest in Sierra Leone connected to a visit in Vietnam? And interestingly, the president is telling us he went to Vietnam to study how agriculture has yield in Vietnam. Interestingly, you know, sometimes what you do, chronological approach to governance is very important. What the president would have first done was to visit. Second was to do the land processing. Third was to bring the equipment and the seedlings. And in the 4th year now, we should have been talking about harvest. But in Sierra Leone, it's the other way. It's sad. It's sad. And you've been an agriculture minister. It's really sad.
Don't quote me.
Mr. Speaker, I heard somebody talks about corruption. Yes, sir. One thing I like about the president is when an issue is topical and he knows his government are fall short, he will remove that content from the presidential speech. I'll give you a series of examples. When there was this topical issue about corruption, the audit service report, last year, nothing of corruption was mentioned in that speech. This year is the first time in the history of our president addressing us as a nation, Independence Day celebration, and he did not mention the welfare of teachers. Read it over and again. You will see nothing about the welfare of teachers here. Nothing. But that is not what I want to talk about. Mr. Speaker, I want to talk about corruption. You know, the role of this parliament in the fight against corruption, when it comes to our own responsibility to bring out the more topical issues that are embedded in the audit service report have been deprived of the ordinary citizens by the leadership of this parliament. I'll continue to say it. Why don't we debate the audit report and see which regime is more corrupt? I want the leader of government was insinuating.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Mr. Speaker, he is a good debater and he has time to respond. Can he please wait for me? Please, Honorable from Lumley.
I want to hear the point.
Continue to write and you respond later, please.
I want to hear the point of order. It may relate.
Mr. Speaker, they all have a slot to debate. Let them put it part of their debate. You have made lots of comments that are not true. They are in my debate. When I come up out.
You are not the one speaking. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Mr. Speaker, the honourable colleague from Constituency 59 is talking about corruption and the debate of the Auditor General's report. Mr. Speaker, it should be noted that the honourable member wants to make politics of the debate.
Show us the point of order, please.
34. I can rely on a point of order that can give me the leverage and attitude to talk about anything. I can rely on 82. I can rely on 82. I can say anything. Standing order is not my issue. I can rely on 82. I can say anything. So leave that. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member from Constituency 59 wants to make the Auditor General's debate a political issue. And the point I want to note is the honourable leader of the opposition now was the honourable deputy speaker of this house when the 2016, 2015, 2017 audit reports were tabled in this house. They were never debated. So the point is, it is only during the regime of the SLPP that a member of parliament in the SLPP dare to challenge his government and ask for the debate. That shows transparency and accountability. That's the point I want to
Mr. Speaker, I left all what I was doing, including the possibility of being called a reverend by now, and came into politics to make a change. If I have no right to stand in this well and question what the then leaders of that parliament failed to do. I am in this parliament and in politics and in the national platform to bring change. And we came together. We came together with President Bio. We came together with President Bio and the Honorable Kane Unkela on the platform of change.
Thank you. So if they
and what is mentioned in the Constitution is clear. We should debate the audit report. And the Speaker has ruled many times that we are right to call for a debate on the audit report. Thank you very much. But that's not my point. My point is, for the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone,
Mr. Speaker, again I feel disenfranchised. Mr. Speaker, allow me to speak. On 34 and 82, we give me every authority as member of parliament to be here. I rose up and you refused me in the presence. You refused me in the presence of my constituents. You refused me in the presence of the nation. You denied me the opportunity to stand on the standing order 34 and 82 that has the leverage for me to speak. And you allowed my colleague on the other side to speak even when the honorable that was speaking did not. You don't even know what I was saying. Remember, I owe my allegiance, I owe my obligation to the people of my constituency and to the people of Sierra Leone. Please, when I stand on 34, please allow me, Mr. Speaker.
Not on 34, I'll allow you on 33.
So in this case, what we are saying here is let us give the, yes.
33B, he has to allow to yield.
And did he allow the order to yield? So on this note, Mr. Speaker, I only wanted you to know that I have been disenfranchised and I want my public and my constituents to know this. Be clear.
Okay, go send that.
You may continue.
Thank you very much. You know, when I speak, when I speak,
again, let me say this. I want all of you to look at 33B.
Okay. Yeah, the person speaking has to give you permission.
33B particularly relates to this debate.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, honored members.
Carry on.
When I talk of corruption, and I have been one MP on record that has always stood my grounds to protect the office of the president. When it comes to issues of corruption, and the name of the mayor of Freetown was mentioned, the Anti-Corruption Commission was quick to investigate. And now they've charged to court. Now what do we have to say, Mr. Speaker? For the very first time, the office of our president, the office of the presidency in the Republic of Sierra Leone is accused on 3 counts by the Audit Service Sierra Leone in their report, and this is in the public domain, and the court of public opinion has always castigated my president because of the lack of procedural situations by staffs of the office of the president. Mr. Speaker, take for example, this office is quoted by the audit service to say the activity of the president, staff of the president to take money to pay for medical bills in Dubai.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a public hearing. This is a public debate. Can you give us evidence of what? Can you quote the audit service report? Do you have it? Can you quote it? Can you quote it? So that we don't just.
It's like you're asking my son to read ABC.
No. Do you have the public so that we understand? Some of us don't have the report here. We don't. We don't. Don't mislead the people of this republic. We are alive, Speaker. We are.
Mr. Speaker, please. One page 144. And you have the document. So let's go ahead, Mr. Speaker.
No.
I don't have time.
Can you read? Can you exactly? Can you read page 144 from the audit report? Can you read?
Mr. Speaker, I think my brother has cited the relevant.
No, can hear it. We don't have evidence of 144.
The relevant information.
We don't have evidence.
No, leader, no. It has never happened in this one. No, it has never happened. It has never happened.
We don't have the, we are caught in the audit.
Mr. Speaker.
And it is not in our domain.
Mr. Speaker.
Can you read 144?
Mr. Speaker.
What does 144 say?
Mr. Speaker, when I debate normally, I'm expecting this from the leadership of the
Mr. Leader.
We don't have it.
Mr. Leader, please. Page 144 of the audit report speaks about electricity distribution.
Mr. Speaker,
I told him he's misleading his parliament. I told him you are misleading us. You are misleading. I told him.
Mr. Speaker, you know, Mr. Speaker, no. Mr. Speaker, can I continue, please?
Yes, you may.
Thank you very much.
They lie with impunity.
You know, when I debate normally, this is expected from the leadership of the Secretary. But let me go back to
they lie with confidence.
Let me go back to my point. My point is very clear.
No, your point is only clear if it is based on facts.
Mr. Speaker, I am sure you are not only a good speaker, but you read a lot and you're interested in protecting the integrity of the speaker, the presidency.
I am prepared to protect you, but base your argument on facts, not conjecture. You may continue, though. Continue your lies.
Mr. Speaker, do they still ever ask that I read? for the edification of this house, because I still say I am interested.
Allow him, honorable members. You've demanded factual evidence to support his argument. Now he's about to give it.
And Mr. Speaker, let him refer us to which document he's reading from.
Ask him.
Yes, it's technology. He has the right to.
Okay.
That is why we go online.
Mr. Speaker, as they continue to take my time, and as they continue to wait for more evidence, if they want a book, I'll call for the book, so I'll read it for them to have a direct. My emphasis is, if the president is accused, the office of the president is accused of false receipt. The office of the president is accused of money laundering. If the office of the president is accused of double dipping, and yet still the anti-corruption is quiet to safeguard and protect the presidency, I am concerned. Thank you very much. As I move to another point.
What's your source of information?
Exactly. Audit service Sierra Leone. Audit service Sierra Leone. Audit report 2020.
We have the
Mr.
Speaker.
No.
Mr. Speaker. No, it is important for the honourable member to clarify what he's reading. It is for the public.
You have time for the public. We are wasting time.
Do you have a copy of it here?
Your allegations are baseless. You cannot move forward. Your allegations are baseless.
Mr. Speaker.
His allegations are baseless. He should withdraw. The allegations are baseless. How can you make allegations like that? In terms of money laundering, no, these are baseless allegations.
He can only withdraw if he's not convinced.
No, these are baseless allegations against the president.
Document from which reference
allegations against the president. The question is about the presidency, Mr. Leader. Baseless allegations against the president. It's about the presidency. He wants to move forward. He's still in the public. But it's a serious matter. Baseless allegations against the president. And he cannot move forward. These allegations, we are live on air.
You've made your point. Now take your seat.
Can
you please produce the evidence?
I will not only produce the evidence for the edification of this house. Let me read, and I'll give you a copy of the audited report here, because I still don't have time. I know you cut me short just now, but let me read. We note page 114. The thing is simple. I have referred you to a page, Mr. Speaker. I know when you want document, you send your clerks to go for it. Mr. Speaker, can you send one person to go for it as I go to another point?
Okay,
I have
give me the reference.
114, page 114.
Page 114, not
144. 144. Page 144 of the 2020 audit report. But let me go to paragraph 156 of the presidential speech. And this is what the president said.
Of the audit report of what year?
2020.
2020?
Yes. Mr. Speaker, we are living in a technological world. When I Google it...
Mr. Speaker, can I have the document now? The document is here, 2020.
Please bring it forward.
So should I wait until you are done, or should I go for my own copy? I will not depend on this copy. You know it.
Now you want to read?
Honorable member. Honorable member. Honorable member from Gambia. Honorable member from Gambia.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Your reference was wrong.
Mr. Speaker, I have accepted your research, and I am moving forward, and I'll give you the exact page and paragraph.
And therefore, the reference that you've made was a wrong reference and should be expunged.
Please apologize, Mr. Speaker.
Is hereby expunged from the record.
I agree, Mr. Speaker. Let's move forward.
Point of order.
In page 56.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. The Honorable from Falaba has abandoned his seat for another seat, Mr.
He
Speaker.
has not spoken. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Carry on, please.
Mr. Speaker, honored members, in paragraph 156, the President said
MP liar for the
he is fascinated, he is happy when he builds bridges in areas to connect our country. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this is not just ironical. This is not just the joke of the century, but this is far from the realities of our government and what our president has said over the years. We were here in Sierra Leone when the president was interviewed in 98.1, and he was asked, he said, why is our country so is full of problems and every other thing? National cohesion is problematic. And the president said, before I was born, Sierra Leone is divided already. And Mr. Speaker, when you look at the record ever since President Bio has come to power, national cohesion is hard to achieve because under his regime, he has been so silent in issues that affect the ordinary people. Mr. Speaker, when Sierra Leoneans are suffering, the first family are busy dancing. In our tradition, of which mine and yours are not different, singing and dancing are expression of certain emotions.
The dance devil.
And at a situation like this, when our people are suffering and ministers of state are singing, mocking the situation of the people, it's pathetic. Mr. Speaker, I'll go back to clarify your assertions. 439 for the records. For the records, everything I have said stand 439. And if you want me to read,
I cannot accept that. You quoted me the wrong page. You quoted me the wrong page, and
Mr. Speaker,
rule that be expunged.
Mr. Speaker, honored members, we are in Sierra Leone when people were sacked indiscriminately. We are in Sierra Leone when people have been killed, and nobody has presented a report to us. Mr. Speaker, this parliament, we have asked over again to present a report on the parliament incident. Where is it?
Wait.
Where is that report? When people are killed in Tobo and other areas, where is the report? The human rights record of our government is deplorable. It's a mess. I still stand as one MP that will always protect the office of the president. Mr. Speaker, I am calling that issues of corruption around the office of the presidency need to be investigated immediately to save the integrity of the president. To save the integrity of the president. When the office of the president, of which the president is number one of this country, number two as he claimed, is under question. Mr. Speaker, the integrity of the government and the country is at stake. Mr. Speaker, many issues, you know, when the president says he has built more hospitals, I know President Bio, if at least he has built any hospital, you name them. When he completed electricity in Rokupu, he said, I have brought electricity to Rokupu. Let him name one hospital he has rehabilitated. Let him name one he has rehabilitated. So water supply. You know, when the president gives analysis, we are worried. In this report to the world, he said 70% of Sierra Leoneans drink pure water. They have access to water in their homes.
Point of order,
Which country?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, it is good that when we debate, we say the facts.
That's
the honourable member has just cited that the president has repeatedly said that he has rehabilitated a number of hospitals without citing one. And I don't want to go too far. Let him go to Kingama with the government hospital.
Did the president cite it? Are you the president? Are you? Is this not a treason? Let him go to Kingama road.
The government hospital
Mr. Speaker,
to confirm that what he is saying is to mislead the public.
No, Mr. Speaker.
And misleading the public in this kind of debate is inimical. Exactly.
Mr. Speaker, what the honourable member from constituency 1P2 just did is distracting the honourable member from his contribution. Mr. Speaker, I would say it authoritatively because I wonder what dictionary he's reading from. Maybe he's reading from the Dominion dictionary. The honourable member was specific. He said the president did not cite examples. He did not say he has not. But he did not cite examples. His English was very clear.
That's the insinuation.
His English was very clear.
No, Mr. Leader, that's the insinuation.
No. Insinuation and no insinuation.
That's the insinuation.
Has nothing to do with his English language.
If he has said the president has not named any hospital, it means the president has
Mr.
not.
Speaker, that is why we are here to debate.
No.
If they are not satisfied,
he has been corrected.
What he's doing now.
He has been corrected.
No, he cannot be corrected. That Mr. Speaker, they have their own time to debate.
He stood on the point
If what he's saying is not true,
we are live. We are live. You don't.
Mr. Speaker, we must respect the rules. You should not be interrupted. No. When it is time for them to debate, they will take their own time. They have their bites.
Honourable member, continue.
It is wrong.
So are you saying you should be lying to the public?
No, that is not what I'm saying, but you are misleading the public.
You know, Mr. Speaker, when the leader of the acting leader of government business is using the word lie in chamber like this, it's disrespectful to your. It is disrespectful in your face, and I know you are that as one of the acceptable words in the world. Mr. Speaker, let me go to what the president said in paragraph 2. And he admitted failing the people of Sierra Leone. The president has accepted with excuses that he has failed us. In 2018, he told us he's going to give us a single-digit inflation. Nothing has happened. He's going to increase revenue generation. Nothing has happened. He talks about disciplined leadership. Even the madman Blacker has been beaten. Nothing has happened from the presidency. A disciplined leader is one that shows example. You know, there was a time the president came to U building and everybody was jumping. Ever since that day, we've not seen a sight of that.
Mr.
And the president said,
Mr. Speaker,
when he first came to this house,
Mr. Speaker, yeah, point of I was here, sir. Point of order. For the education of the public, he cited paragraph 2 of the president's speech and the president has failed. Let him read that paragraph. Let him read that paragraph where the president stated that he has failed the nation. Let him cite that. Let him.
I know Dominion is around and people don't understand. Let me say again what I said. I said, Mr. President has accepted failing, blaming it on international circumstance. Let me read that.
You are a notorious liar.
No. That was not what he said. This is deliberate. He said you take it to
Your own interpretation of that particular paragraph.
So why can't they have their own? Why are they
It's a matter
disturbing?
of opinion that you are expressing.
No, but so why are you allowing them to disturb me?
I'm not allowing them to disturb. Carry on and try and conclude.
He said, no one would have predicted. Mr. Speaker, the problem is, I remember what the then presidential aspirant of the APC said in the debate at AYV. He said, when people that never had foresight of what governance is will sit here and talk issues they are not au fait with. He said, this is what you expect from them. But now that the president has seen and have noticed and have come to his realization of what governance is, he is now saying he is now being caught by the reality around governance.
That is your own interpretation
of which I have to express. Because a man who has never had the opportunity for 20 years to come around the corridors of power was dictating our pace as a country and what we ought to do. But now the reality has come with him and he's confessing that what he said then is far from the reality of governance. Thank you, Mr. President, for accepting. The president also talked about, when he talks about recovering our economy, Mr. Speaker, we've been in this world, and we've said to you many times that when the president talks about recovery, and at a time where we don't have, at a time when we had shortage in the currency in the bank, and that time governor came to this house, we asked him to give us reasons for that shortage, and he told us, I know nothing, but all I know, I should print more cash. And he went further to take our currency, the dollar, from the bank and send to the market. From that day, our economy is falling. He is the worst minister and bank governor ever. He is talking about inflation, and that is around the finances. Sadly, you are not as educated as that. Political stability. Ever since President Bio came to this country, our records on political stability are down the drains. To that, I refer you to the EU report, the recent published U.S. Embassy report. I refer you to major amnesty report. Mr. Speaker, when you look at all of that, you're worried and know our country's image is going down. And when the president tells us he's trying to build our image, you need not to fly to build our image.
Mr. Speaker, we are live on air. When you make assertions of this nature, and you refer us to reports that are not within the
I know you don't read. Your problem is you don't read.
I accept.
No, you don't read. No, you're wasting my time. You don't read. Go and read.
How can you refer us to
Go and read. I'm referring you to the national documents and international documents. Go and read.
If you are talking about EU report, you should tell us the year.
You don't have report.
You can say EU report, government report, which year?
Let the leader go and read. I'm not responsible for your adequacies.
No, you don't
read.
You are not.
Go and read. Go and read. No, go and read.
Honorable,
you are wasting my time. Go and read.
Can you tender the report for the edification of this?
Go and read.
No. That's the wrong way to debate. You are referring us to report. Can you tell that report to this parliament for the edification of this parliament? If we are referring us to different reports.
Mr. Speaker, if this is the new style, then you will not have a debate.
No.
Mr. Speaker, if this is the new style, you will not have a debate.
Which report?
We don't have any interested in quality debate, but if you are parliament in this one, we will not have a debate. You don't have the response. This is your style. And shameful is coming from the acting leader. Shameful.
Okay, I don't made any.
Shameful it is coming from the acting leader.
You made your point.
Thank you.
Shameful it is coming from the acting leader. Much is expected from you.
Your leader is here and you are using those type of words.
Mr. Speaker.
No, you are not saying that.
Mr. Speaker, he is saying that.
He is saying that we are expecting more from our leader. And you are not saying anything. You are not saying anything. He is sending them to insult you. Jericho is doing that. Mr. Speaker, I know their leader is sending them to insult our leader.
Mr. Speaker.
A Take your time.
Mr. Speaker, no. Mr. Speaker, I advised the honourable member, and he knew the advice I gave him. But for MPs on that side to behave the way they are doing, is sending the wrong signal. That is what I'm saying. So you wait. I have advised him, Mr. Speaker, and when they talk through the mics, when they do not have your permission, it's itself unparliamentary. This is parliament. Honourable member from Kenema, you have not been behaving too well today, and this is not your nature.
On that note, honourable members,
this is not the military bias.
we
Take your
shall
seat.
now take an adjournment for lunch.
Because this is wrong.
We shall adjourn for lunch.
No, but Mr. Speaker, before we do, I've asked him. Mr. Speaker, before we do, I've asked him to withdraw the statement he made against the leader.
And
before we adjourn.
presidency as well.
Keep calm. Honourable members should behave as if they are in parliament. This is a house of rules. We must get decorum. You should not be getting up as if you are in a kindergarten school. You are members of parliament.
Well, I know this place was becoming a
Mr. Speaker.
If you want to convert this place into a marketplace, then find another speaker.
Mr. Speaker, it is important, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is important. It's about the presidency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is important, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to say something. The honourable member is insulting the presidency.
The man has made no reference whatsoever. His leader has advised him that he has failed to produce the evidence and let him do the needful.
Okay, which I have done long before.
I did not hear.
We've done on the insult.
On that note, we stand adjourned for lunch. We shall resume at 2 p.m.
Then all our debates.
Joseph Igbenda Kapua Esquire, Commander of the Order of the Rokel, COR. You are the current Director General of the only independent public service broadcaster in West Africa, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. You took over an institution that challenged your ability, challenged your charisma, and even challenged your physical balance for resurrection. And today, SLBC transmission is smooth, staff performance and professionalism enhanced, its image built, its credibility restored, and its reliability and visibility heightened in a way that assures public trust for its public service broadcasting. This has earned you the meritorious honor of Commander of the Order of the Rokel. You may come forward, please.
SLBC got the power.